Hi, everybody. My name is being kept private today. I'm 69 years old. I've been retired for about 4 years now. I worked in accounting most of my life. Numbers were my thing. I was good at my job. I raised 2 kids. I paid off my house. I saved for retirement. I thought I was smart. I'm wearing this mask because I don't want my family to know it was me. I don't want my neighbors to recognize my face. The shame is still too heavy. But I'm telling this story because maybe it'll save someone else. Maybe someone watching this will hang up the phone when I didn't. I lost almost $63,000. It took them less than 3 weeks. I sent the money myself. I believed every word they said. And the worst part? I was so sure I was doing the right thing. I'd heard about scams before. We all have. I'd seen the news stories. I'd gotten those emails about Nigerian princes. I always deleted them. I thought I was too careful, too smart. I was wrong. It started on a Tuesday morning in March. I remember because I'd just finished my coffee. I was sitting at my kitchen table, going through my mail. My phone rang. The caller ID said it was from my bank. It had the bank's name right there on the screen, the same bank I'd used for 32 years. I answered. A woman's voice, professional, calm. She said her name was Jennifer from the fraud department. She asked if I was Mary. I said yes. She said they detected some unusual activity on my account. 3 transactions, 2 in California, 1 in Texas, totaling about $4,200. My heart started beating faster. I hadn't made those purchases. I told her that. She said that's what they suspected. She said someone had stolen my information. She was very reassuring. She told me not to worry. They'd caught it early. They were going to protect my account. She asked me to verify some information. My account number, my address, the last 4 digits of my Social Security number. I gave it all to her. She already seemed to know most of it anyway. She was just confirming. That's what she said. Then she told me my account had been compromised. She said there was likely a breach in the bank system. She said they needed to move my money to a secure federal account, just temporarily, until they could investigate and fix the breach. She said it would take about 3 to 5 business days. I asked her if this was normal. She said yes. It's a standard security protocol. She said the Federal Trade Commission requires it in cases of suspected fraud. She sounded so official, so knowledgeable. But I was still nervous. I told her I wanted to call the bank back, just to make sure. She didn't get angry. She didn't pressure me. She said that was very smart of me. She gave me a phone number to call. She said to ask for her directly, extension 447, Jennifer Matthews. I hung up. I looked at the number she'd given me. I looked up my bank's number on my old statements. They were different, but she'd told me that was normal. The fraud department had a separate line. For security reasons, I called the number on my statement instead, the General Customer Service line. I waited on hold for almost 12 minutes. When someone finally answered, I told them what happened. The representative said they didn't show any fraudulent activity on my account, but he said sometimes the fraud department works independently. He transferred me. I got another hold message. Then a man answered. He said he was with fraud prevention. He asked for my account number. I gave it to him. He pulled up my file. He said, yes, They'd flagged my account that morning. He confirmed the 3 suspicious transactions. He said Jennifer Matthews was handling my case. He said I could trust her. I felt relieved. It was real. My bank really was protecting me. What I didn't know was that they'd set up a fake phone system. When I called that number from my statement, they'd somehow rerouted it. Or maybe they were just waiting by the phone. I still don't understand exactly how they did it. But the person I talked to wasn't from my bank. Jennifer called me back an hour later. She said they were ready to secure my funds. She walked me through the process. She said I needed to go to my bank and withdraw the money. Then I'd deposit it into the secure federal account. She said it was the only way to protect it. I asked why I couldn't just do it online. She said the breach was in their electronic system. It had to be done manually, with cash. That should have been my first warning. But she made it sound so logical. She said hackers can track electronic transfers. Cash is untraceable. It's safer. I went to my bank that afternoon. I withdrew $8,000. That's all they'd let me take out at once. The teller asked me what it was for. I almost told her the truth, but Jennifer had warned me. She said not to tell anyone at the bank. She said if the person who breached the system worked there, they'd know. They'd steal the money before we could secure it. So I lied. I said I was buying a used car. The teller looked at me for a moment. Then she processed the withdrawal. Jennifer called me as soon as I got home. She asked if I had the money. I said yes. She said good. Now I needed to convert it to Bitcoin. I didn't know anything about Bitcoin. She explained it to me. She said it's a secure digital currency. The federal government uses it for protection cases like mine. She said once it's in Bitcoin, the hackers can't touch it. She walked me through it step by step. She told me to go to a Bitcoin ATM. There was one at a convenience store about 4 miles from my house. She stayed on the phone with me while I drove there. She was very patient, very kind. At the ATM, she told me exactly which buttons to press. I fed the cash into the machine, $8,000. It gave me a receipt with a long code on it. She told me to read her the code. I did. She said perfect. The money was now secure. She said I'd need to do the same thing over the next few days. Until all my money was protected, I had about $78,000 in that account, my life savings. Over the next 2 weeks, I went back to the bank 6 more times. I withdrew $8,000 each time. I told them I was doing home renovations, then paying off a loan, then helping my daughter. Different excuses each time. Each time I drove to a Bitcoin ATM, sometimes the same one, sometimes a different one across town. Jennifer told me which one to use. She said we had to rotate locations for security. By the 3rd week, I'd sent them $63,000. I still had about $15,000 left in my account. Jennifer said that was good. We were almost done. Just one more transfer and my account would be fully secure. Then my daughter called. She lives in Oregon. We talk every Sunday. She asked how I was doing. I said fine. She asked if anything new was going on. I almost didn't tell her, but I was proud. I thought I'd handled a crisis well. I told her about the fraud on my account. I told her the bank had helped me secure my money. I told her it was almost over. There was silence on the phone. Then she said, "Mom, what are you talking about?" I explained it again. The suspicious charges, the call from Jennifer, the secure federal account, the Bitcoin. My daughter's voice changed. She said, "Mom, that's a scam." I told her no. I'd verified it. I'd called the bank myself. They'd confirmed it. She said, "Banks don't use Bitcoin, Mom. The government doesn't use Bitcoin. You've been scammed." I felt my stomach drop. I told her she was wrong. She had to be wrong. But even as I said it, I knew. She told me to hang up and call the bank. The real bank, not the number Jennifer gave me. Look it up online. Call them right now. I did. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. The bank had no record of any fraudulent activity. No one named Jennifer Matthews worked there. They'd never called me. There was no breach. I'd sent $63,000 to strangers. I couldn't breathe. I actually couldn't breathe. My daughter was still on the phone. I could hear her saying my name, but I couldn't answer. The bank told me to file a police report. They said to contact the Federal Trade Commission. They said I might not get the money back. Bitcoin transactions are almost impossible to reverse. I filed the report. I contacted every agency they told me to. I did everything right after I'd already done everything wrong. I got back $800. That's it. 800 out of 63,000. For weeks, I couldn't tell anyone. I was so ashamed. My daughter knew. My son-in-law knew. But I made them promise not to tell my son, not to tell anyone. I kept thinking about how stupid I'd been. How could I fall for this? I worked in accounting. I was good with money. I was careful. But they knew exactly what to say. They knew exactly how to scare me, and then how to calm me down, how to make me trust them. The detective who handled my case told me something. He said these people are professionals. They do this every single day. They have scripts. They have fake phone systems. They have answers to every question. He said I wasn't stupid. He said I was targeted. But it didn't make me feel better. I'm 70 now. This happened last year. I've had time to think about it, to understand what happened. And I'm telling you this because I need you to know it can happen to you. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how careful you've been your whole life. If someone calls and says they're from your bank, hang up. Just hang up. Then call your bank yourself. Use the number on your card, on your statement. Look it up yourself. If anyone asks you to withdraw cash and buy Bitcoin, it's a scam. I don't care what reason they give you. Banks don't do that. The government doesn't do that. It's always a scam. If someone tells you not to tell anyone, that's a warning sign. Real bank employees don't ask you to lie. They don't ask you to keep secrets. And please talk to someone before you send money. Call your daughter. Call your son. Call a friend. It doesn't matter if the person on the phone says it's urgent. Take an hour. Take a day. Real emergencies can wait that long. I wish I had. I'm sharing my face today, even though it's covered. I'm sharing my voice. I'm sharing my mistake. Because if one person watches this and hangs up the phone, then maybe it was worth it. Maybe my $63,000 will save someone else's.